It's A.
That's what I'm saying. If you picture the tabular analysis, picture the table. How would you move it, the money on that table?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. On the bootcamp, file that we talked about on that table, remember there's this transaction number 2, $260,000. This is exactly what it is. How did we record the 260? We recorded as a reduction in accounts receivable and an increase in cash.
Professor, on the inside page of the accounting book, it is a chart of accounts where you can put it.
Yeah, and that is not shown as a liability, so we would have known.
Oh, no. Oh, which is not showing as a liability? Receivables?
Yeah, it's under assets.
Yeah, receivables
This
is.
chart breaks it down into categories of what goes where.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good thing.
You study that, learn that.
It's the second page, like if you open your accounting book, it's like the back of the first page.
Yeah.
It says chart of accounts.
So you know what goes where.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been pretty accurate with what you're saying.
Should
Look,
It
listen.
concurs.
No, it's not that. If it is not, guess who is in trouble? Not they. I am in trouble. Then I'm the one not doing the job. So, okay, all right. A trial balance. We saw that today. It's a listing of what? It's a listing of transactions in a journal. No, the chart of accounts, the general ledger accounts and balances. That's what it is. It's every account with its balance. That's what the trial balance lists. A trial balance is what? You take all the accounts, whatever is the net balance in that, you list it, along with the net balance. That's your trial balance. Okay, so 4 is the answer is C. Alright, 5. Which account below is not a subdivision of stockholders' equity?
It's not liability.
Perfect. That's right. Liability is not part of stockholders' equity. It is. You have three things: assets, liabilities, and stockholders' equity. So obviously, liabilities is the one that's not. So the answer to 5 is B. The purchase of an asset on credit. That means on account, meaning that you didn't pay for it right away. So what happens?
Accounts payable increase.
B.
You got to pick one of the choices.
No, so what is that under?
It's liability.
And? Right.
So the answer is B, right?
Yes.
Increases
B.
assets and increase liabilities. Both are increased. Because you didn't pay for it, but you still got an asset. So the assets are going up, and because you didn't pay for it, liabilities are going up.
That makes sense. Dollar bills too?
7. The payment of a liability. The same thing. It's the same question we had when we said, okay, payment of part of accounts payable. It's the same thing.
Decreases liabilities.
It decreases liabilities, correct?
It increases assets.
And
Increases assets.
you're paying. How will it increase your asset?
Decrease
Cash goes down.
When you pay, what happens to your
decrease
assets?
assets and stockholders.
That is correct, because you paid off a liability. Yes, it decreases liability. That part is right.
That's it.
What is happening on the
It
asset
increases
side?
assets because you're taking the money out.
Yeah.
DD.
It
Is this
decreases assets and decreases liability. What?
Oh, sorry, B. Sorry, I misread it.
No, it's D. D as in David. David.
Yeah, sorry.
You don't have to.
It's D. That's why D. Decrease and decrease.
All of the following statements regarding the double entry system, that's what we saw, the debit and the credit,
Yes.
are true except what? A two-sided effect of each transaction is recorded in appropriate accounts. We had a two-sided effect, so that is true. The double entry system provides a logical method of recording transactions.
True.
You may not agree with it, but that is true. It is a logical method. Both sides of the accounting equation must be affected when recording a transaction using double entry. Perfect. Perfect. When you buy an asset for cash, only assets are affected.
Yes.
It doesn't have to affect liabilities and stockholders' equity at all. Perfect. Very good. Good catch. C is the one that is not true. When using the double entry system, the sum of all the debits must be equal to the sum of all credits. That's
Yes.
true. That's true. All right, number 9. Economic events that require recording in the financial statements are called accounting transactions.
True.
That's the definition of an accounting transaction. The adjusting entry for accrued salaries requires a debit to salaries and wages payable. Now, we did this, and I'm sure you have forgotten it already. When we adjusted for unpaid salaries, what did we debit? We debited the expenses and we credited the liability. So therefore it is false. It's not a debit to the payable. Payable is your liability. It is a credit to the liability. The idea is that your liabilities have gone up because the expenses have been incurred, but you have not paid. So when your liabilities are going up, you are crediting the liability account, and that's the reason why the answer here is false. Okay? Because it says debit. Okay? The salaries and wages payable, that is correct. We use the term, accrued expenses, correct? Accrued liabilities. But again, the point is that that account is credited and not debited.
Okay.
I know. So 15 more minutes. You gotta stay alert. You got 4 more hours to go.
Information systems. I hope it passes this one.
By the way, have I ever told you this? There was once an executive MBA class at FIU. The class had to be taught by 2 people. I was one of the 2. The second person was coming from France, couldn't get a visa. Okay, so the class is already scheduled, the people are already in place, and all of a sudden the second person cancels out. I mean, meaning cannot come because the visa was not issued. Okay, visa was not ready on time. So what happened? The dean calls me and says, okay, listen, you're supposed to share this class with this person, but he's not coming. So right now at least. So what do? You take the entire day and finish yours first, and then he will come back, he will come in and he'll take the entire day and finish his. I said, that's fine. So I had a group of, that class was really small. That executive MBA class was only 12 students. So I had a group of 12 students in my class who sat through accounting for 8 hours every Saturday for 8 Saturdays. Oh, well, no, sorry, 4 Saturdays, thank God. So, they were thinking, thank God. So, for 4 Saturdays, they sat through 8 hours of my class. So, if you think that 4 hours is bad, think. It's like, you could have been listening to me for 8 hours every Saturday. Oh my God. That's not a pretty sight at all.
So funny.
That's sad.
The adjusting entry, okay, that part is done. You know what? I will stop at 15 and then let you all go. And then we'll continue from where we left off.
What about the syllabus?
What about the what course syllabus? Okay. You want to do that now?
Yeah, this has the end.
Good question. Thank you. I will take care of the syllabus. All right. Okay. I just put there in the in-class test, I said 2 tests are scheduled, and then later on I changed my mind and I made the second test take home. So you have 1 in-class test and 1 take-home test. Now, here we go. 6 quizzes are scheduled. Quiz 1, and I have given the chapters for each of the 6 quizzes. It's very clear. And I have given you the closing date.
There's only 5 quizzes there, Professor.
What?
6.
No, it's 6.
It's 2 on the last.
Oh, I see.
5 and 6, they close on the same day.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, 5 and 0.
5 and 6 both close on the same day, but they are open as of today. All quizzes, all the 6 quizzes are open as of today. But again, I warn you, don't open a quiz unless you are ready. Unless you are ready and you also have 1 hour time slot. Okay? I can check right now to see if they gave you 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. I'll do that before I go. Then quizzes open at the start of the course, and all quizzes are 15 multiple choice, including true false type questions. The 3 lowest scores are dropped. You get 1 hour. This is standard thing. Okay. So quizzes are, so the in-class test, you have 1 in-class test here, and then you have the 6 quizzes, of which 3 are dropped. Okay. Then the second so-called in-class test ends up being a take-home.
And the take-home, is it individual or is it?
Individual. It's individual.
Yay.
And I will write the question in a way that it becomes truly individual. It's really, I've got to think through this. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And then, but clearly, you're not all going to be answering the same questions. That's for sure.
Okay.
All right. Then we have the financial analysis project. Now, again, this is something I want to say this right off the bat, and thank you for reminding me about the syllabus. I really appreciate that. I want to remind you about this financial analysis project and the groups. So far this class is looking pretty good. Okay, so you guys are, this looks like a good bunch. But I can tell you this, whenever there is group work, there is always lingering issues of did everybody pull their weight in the group project. And I'm not saying it's going to happen with your group, but I'm just putting it right out there on the table that if there is a problem and you've already had, are you all working with the same group throughout the course? No. So every quarter they're changing. So this quarter you all have new groups now?
Yes.
Okay, fine. If there are group dynamics that I need to address, and the only way I address it that I just move the person. I don't address it any other way. This is an MBA class and I don't get involved with group dynamics, but I can respect the fact that somebody does not want to work in a group, and I can talk to the program management and say, okay, can you move, can you do some kind of a change here? Now, if you guys want to do voluntarily exchange people into groups, I have no problem. But I don't know if you're violating any kind of program policy here, they need to come in. But for me, I don't really care. But I want to make sure that this is something that I want to be very clear on. I don't want to hear about the problem towards the end of the term. At that point, there is nothing I can do. Okay, so if there are issues about the group and the way the group is functioning, please let me know as early as possible so that we can make some kind of corrective action. I have not yet announced the companies to do the analysis on, and once I announce the companies, then it's pretty much frozen. There's nothing